Wanting to build a space that your community can call home, mining networks can be your answer. Let's take a look and see what we got here. Now, what mining networks is very similar to a what you would think as a Facebook group or a Facebook page is you have your main feed here that is pretty much a conglomerate of everything that is within this group shows up within your timeline or your feed. But the major important difference between a Facebook group and Mighty Networks is that this is your home. This is yours. You don't have to share it with the rest of Facebook. You're not having to go through and declutter all from the noise and the ads and all sorts of stuff from, or your parents sending you meme pictures that you seen on Reddit 6 weeks ago. This is a focused group that you create or your community has created just for yourselves and your members. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the different sections here that we have. And these are very self-explanatory, but let's just go ahead and take a look. So right off the bat, you have your community page. This is your home page. It has, again, like I said, everything that's within your feed will show up here that depending on how many topics are you're following or groups that you're part of or anything like that will show up here within your own personalized feed. Now you can change your feed. So by clicking on this little drop down, you can change it to everything that has been posted within your community, or you can narrow it down to just your personal feed or just your activity, or from the host, which the hosts are like the admins. For myself, I am the admin or the host of the Indie Creator Hub. And this is our community. So you can have it just to say from your host, and it'll just be anything that is coming from your community's host. Now, you can also mix and match. As you see here, you can have it from your personal feed and also from your host, or just for near you, which I'll get into. That's a nice little feature that they have here. So let's go ahead and keep it just personal feed. And you can also sort by latest activity, popular, date created, or depending on your distance, if you posted up or you've added in your location. Now, the Discovery tab here shows, it's pretty much, think of it as like your lobby of your community. Everything that's been posted will show up here. You have your top post, members near you, which again, I'll get to later, the topics that are within the community, top members, featured, and upcoming events. Now, you also have a members list, shows, of course, everyone has a member within your community, a about page, which will be set up. If let's say this is your community, this is where you'll set up what your community is about and why people should join. So let's go ahead and close that. You also have an invite section where you can go ahead and copy this link, email it or text it or send it out to whoever you want to invite into your community. It also has a section here for sent invites, so you can keep track of how many, if you send an invite to this particular person, you don't want to be sending multiple invites to the same person or the same group of people, because then it'll be very annoying on their end. Like, I don't want to join your community. Keep sending me invites. Stop. Also, you have topics. Now, depending on the community and how you want to set up yours, this is completely personalized up to for you. You can set it up as whatever you want. I have it set up here that I have my updates and announcements, the top topics within the streaming platforms, genre, indie game news, and so on. Now, the next section is also very important as well. This is also very cool and very important, but the events tab is where you can go ahead and set up events for upcoming live streams or upcoming get-togethers. If your community is a very localized one within your city or town, and you set it up for the residents of your physical community you can set it up. We're going to be meeting at the local IHOP Tuesdays 8 p.m. and then you can have people RSVP that, hey, I'll show up, so you know how many people be showing up at your in real life event. Now, this is completely customized for you, that you can go ahead, add in all the information. And the nice thing is, if you're doing a digital event, which this is referred to as, so let's say if you're doing a Zoom call, or you can put in a tag or a link for your Twitch or YouTube video that you have set up already, it automatically adds it into your event. Let's say this one I have here for next Indie Game Spotlight is going to show up on Twitch for Tuesday. If you're watching this, it's already passed, and you'll see the past events. And you can also manage event status, where if you can have RSVPs are going to be on or off. It has a comment section for each event that people can talk to each other, send comments and say, oh, I'll be there, or I'll bring this, or is this going to happen during this particular meeting? So it's very highly motivated for your community to come together on these events. Now, another thing that Mighty Networks has that you can set up is a field here. I have it set up for professions, but you can change the nomenclature, the name of it, depending on what you want to set it up as. And it gives your members an option to say, hey, in our case here, content creators. So I have a whole bunch of people who set themselves up that they are a content creator. I have another member here that they're an artist. And you can see, let's go ahead and show you here. So I have this whole list. If you're a community manager, brand builder, filmmaker, indie game developer, marketing leader, musician, streamer, writer, YouTube creator, you name it, I can add a profession. And I don't need to call it a profession. I could call it whatever else I wanted to call it. So that makes it nice and easy to, help your members group themselves in a way to say, hey, I am a content creator, I'm a musician. Is there other musicians that are within the community, and they can coalesce, I think that's the correct term, with each other to branch out and talk with the other musicians or artists and so forth. Now, you can also set this up as group. So think of it, if you're familiar with Guilded, Guilded has different groups within a server. This is the same concept within Mighty Networks. So I have a group here for indie game developers that they can come in, join a group, and talk amongst themselves with other indie game developers. You also have a community board. So if you're going live, this is a great place to post up your going live post, which doesn't really help much inside source. It's there for keeping things more clean and aesthetic for everything else. Now, the difference between Mighty Networks and say Discord or Guilded or even Facebook is that this is yours. You're not setting this up that everything is on like the Facebook, like I mentioned earlier at the beginning of this video, that you don't have ads, which is a big thing. You don't have the noise and clutter of what you normally experience on a Facebook group. This is pretty much I don't want to say sanitized, but it's a clean experience for you and your members to come together within your community. And with Discord, it's a chaotic mess. All you have is just your chat channels. There's not really a good way of organizing things and stuff like that. With Mighty Networks, I think this would be a better option if you're at this level of wanting to create a community. Another option, or I should say not option, but another great thing is search within a Mighty Networks community is awesome. All you have to do, if you want to look for, let's say, live stream, and as I'm typing it, it automatically goes through your entire community and picks up anything that has to deal with a live stream or whatever you typed in. And of course, it didn't come up with, well, it came up with stuff, but let's just say it was type out the full word and it gives you what I was looking for. And it can show everything. You can also drill down even more. So everything, anything that you've set up or you posted within your activity, or anything that's near you with a live stream within that posting will show up here. That is a near you selection. Now, I keep saying near you. What does that actually mean? You can go ahead within your profile. Let's go ahead and open up my profile here. And this is your profile on Mighty Networks. You can add in a custom banner, your avatar. You also have badges, your activity, your profession that you set up, how many followers and how many people you're following, your personal links. So if you got your Twitter, your Gilded, your Twitch channel, your YouTube, anything that you can think of, you can put in your personal links, an introduction, the groups that you're involved with, the topics that you've been following, and any kind of events that you've personally created. Now, this part here, I keep saying near you, is you can set up where you're located. I wouldn't say this is my address right here. It's a generalized area within the state of Florida, Tampa Bay area. It's a huge area. And what you can do with your location is in your Mighty Networks community, you can have a look for other people that are located around you. Like I mentioned earlier, if you're setting up your community for your local township or your city or county or anything like that, it's a good way to keep in touch with other members that are located nearby. The same thing also applies to if professions, like I mentioned earlier. It's the same thing where it keeps the people that are located near you or within your profession, it kind of groups you together so you can branch out and network with other people. Okay. Now, they do have a very interesting capability here as well within your community, is you can do member-only live streams, or you can do community live streams within your community itself. This is a feature that is built into the software, so you don't have to worry about setting up a YouTube or setting up a Zoom call and having to worry about that. You can automatically set up a live stream by clicking on Create and go into Go Live. It's easy as that. Just click on that and set things up and you'll be ready to go do a live stream. This is not for everybody. As a small content creator or independent creator, many of us don't have the budget because this is a paid service. A lot of us don't have the budget to go through. And if you want to keep using Discord or Gilded, or maybe you want to keep using your Facebook group, that is perfectly fine. This is just another option that is available to you and everyone else. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the pricing. Mighty Networks has two pricing tiers. You have the community plan, which is at $33 per month when you pay annually. And I think it's, if you click on the button here, so it's $40, $39 per month. So you do get a discount if you pay per year. And this community plan includes everything that I pretty much shown you, because that's what any creator hub. So we use exactly what is in this particular plan. Now, there is a business plan that has a lot of different things that you can incorporate. You have courses. So if you're a trainer or a coach or many of the YouTube content creator coaches out there, you can set this up that you can go ahead, upload or set up courses within your community that you can charge for. You can also charge for access into your community, which is you can use on both plans, community and business plan. You can set up your community to be either free or paid, or you can set up as completely private. So only people that you give the link out to will have access or know about your community. So the major thing is that you can set this up as whatever way you want. You can have, like I said, a free community that's available to everyone. You can set up groups that you can charge for. You can also set up courses. So for you want to have people to pay you to go through a training or any kind of thing like that. You can also, for the business plan, you can set up, it has Zapier APIs. So you do a lot of offsite, and then stuff that comes in from offsite, you can also bring it back into your community. So there is a lot of things that you can do with Mighty Community. let's go ahead and drop open the compare plans. Now, I mentioned the live streaming aspect. With the community plans, you only get 5 hours of live streaming available per month, which it does seem to be small, but if you're only doing a weekly live stream at maybe an hour, you still got an extra hour. Let's say that's 4 weeks, or yeah, 4 days in a month. So you're only using 4 hours. So you still got an hour remaining. On the business plan, you get 20 hours, and speakers per stream is 1 on either side. Viewers on the community plan, you can only have 50 people watching your stream, while on the business plan, you have 200. For the teaching aspect, again, like I just mentioned, is with the courses, the dedicated course communities. So you can have a course, let's say YouTube training, and inside that course, there is a community function. So it drills down further depending on how you want to set things up. And you can also upload videos into your Mighty Networks community. You have a 250 gig storage limit for the community plan and a terabyte for the business, because with the business plan, you're doing a lot of more things. So you need a little bit more storage, right? So there is the plans. Pretty much you get a little bit of everything on both plans. Yes, there are certain things that are only available on business plan that be nice to have, but you know what? This is how it's set up. This is a new or different step. Instead of having to worry about server cost, upgrading your software, keeping it updated, and maintenance, and checking out the different plugins, or making sure your WordPress is all up to date, and the plugins that you use for your WordPress. It's when you drill down, how much are you spending per month on server space, the infrastructure costs for your software that you use, and any kind of plugins and themings and styles that you use. Is it any more expensive or less than a Mighty Networks? So that's the thing that you have to actually think about, is drill down, how much am I spending on my own website versus, and also the peace of mind that I don't have to worry about the back end of keeping my site up and running. Mighty Networks takes care of that, no problem. All you gotta do is worry about is creating the content and being part of your own community. That's just a little bit, pretty much a quick overview of what Mighty Networks is. And it's a great option for people who are building a community of like-minded individuals and you want to get started, and you're, again, tired of the Facebook clutter and noise, or Discord, or having to worry about anything like that. This is a perfect alternative to that mess that you're probably dealing with. So take a look at Mighty Network. You also get a 14-day trial to try things out, see how you enjoy it. But in the meantime, why don't you go ahead and take a look at this video and where I compared Trovo and Glimish together, the pros and cons of each. Go ahead, check it out. It's right there.